Hello there. Hi, and welcome. My name is Abdul Karim Taraja, and I am the founder and the executive director, or rather, chief executive officer of Elgon Center for Education. I'm actually talking to you from Eldoret right now, and it's great city, man. I really love it. I just checked in at Sirikwa Hotel, and I'll be here for the next 2 days. But nonetheless, as the Elgon Center for Education, I am equally saddened and worried about the state of our schools and the state of our young men and women who are in those institutions trying to communicate out there. You know, the school unrests and the fires and the dormitories and whatever. I think it is something that we need to look at in details. You know, I've been working and interacting with the students for some time in different schools, though not all the time because of the time frame and the constraints that our schools are currently involved in. And one thing I have realized, especially in term one alone, I was able to visit more than 5 schools, that's secondary schools, to talk about academic mentorship programs that we do perfectly in Elgon Center for Education. And as I was trying to do the problem solving initiative through the structured academic mentorship program, I realized that most of the students are really complaining about the intensity of the work and the crash program that is there. You know, these students are learning from morning to evening. For the boarders, especially those in the upper classes, the senior classes, some of them even study up to 9 p.m. classwork and they do not have time to revise on their own. So the demands for success, the demands for passing examination, the fatigue itself, and the marathon at which the curriculum is being driven is actually tiring. And these folks, young men and women, are fatigued to some extent. Today, I welcome actually the communication by the education peers on the issue that these students will have to go for a break between 19th and the 23rd of November. This is very important because these young men and women, the students in these learning institutions, they need some break off. They need some time off to refresh, to think. And I am wondering, why does the government actually trying to push this examination or to push the calendar so hard? We must actually be able to think or to put ourselves in their shoes. Yeah, doing so much at a time, very less time, but doing so much. So the mind are very constricted. You know, they don't have time. The parents as well, they are having a lot of issues thinking about school fees, thinking about life. We are now just coming out of COVID-19 effects. Yeah, so there are so many things. Even the parents themselves do not have time to talk and discuss with their children anything. In schools, you know, we're sending students to school, the teachers send them back to home. You know, at home, the parents are struggling to pay fees, to live a livelihood, you know, to provide food and everything. So there is chaos everywhere. And it seems that the more we give ourselves a lot of pressure, the more we do not care about the rest. So for some, we depend on some of us to give them advices. Yet we are so much preoccupied by the so many activities that we are trying to juggle between providing livelihood, you know, going to work, you know, providing school fees, food and whatever. So we are so many things, and that is why we are losing some parts of the system. So I call upon the Ministry of Education and all the stakeholders. The time will always be here, and we do not need actually to get to crash everything. You know, we might be crushing everything to keep on time so that by 2023 the academic year will be normal. But at the same time, we are losing so much and so many. Number two is about the issue of access to schools by especially the guiding and counseling. With the crash program, indeed, many schools do not have the capability and the structures that are working properly to inspire or to promote guiding and counseling. In fact, the Ministry of Education has put so many hurdles to the guiding and counseling to the extent that it is not currently more effective as it used to be. You know, for people like some of us who are finding time to go and talk to students, there are so many hurdles that we need to go through. And God forbid if you go there and maybe some things happen, then you also face the music. So it's something that is scary, even for myself, finding it very hard to actually continue going and moving to secondary schools to talk to students and to encourage them to pursue the education despite the challenges they are going through. Simply because you do not know exactly what has been going on in the school. You can be going there, then some folks who are not even there at that time, they are planning something, and then during the investigations you are also questioned a lot about the suitability, the authorities and everything. So we are making access to education, and it's everything that involves so much, what can I say? We are glooming it so much with so many hurdles. These students are not finding proper advice from home. And in school, the teachers are more focused on producing results. Then the students are left to wend down themselves on the best ways of how to handle themselves. The mental capacity drops. The stress of exams, the stress of being sent home every day, the stress of not performing well, with the parents demanding so much, with the community demanding so much, is actually what gives the students the ability to do what they want to do and do it. So I am calling upon all the stakeholders that let's sit down, let's rethink, and let's create an academic or education dialogue so that we can have a holistic society, a society that young men and women will grow up safely, or rather we create the safe spaces for learning for all students, regardless of the challenges they go through, so that at the end of the day we will be able to reduce this cost of challenges. Thank you so much, and may God bless you, and I will be seeing you soon again.